Hello, my name is Timothy Gates. In this video I'm going to be configuring NTP, or Network Time Protocol to give it its full title. NTP is used to synchronize the clocks on devices throughout your network. It does this by receiving its time from an authoritative time source out on the internet. This is known as an NTP master. This uses what is known as stratum levels. For instance, the NTP master will have a stratum level of 0. The next device will have a stratum level of 1, and the next device will have a stratum level of 2. This is done up to a stratum level of 15. A stratum level of 16 is considered unreachable. Now, stratum level of 1 would receive its time from stratum level of 2, and stratum level 2 would receive its time from a stratum level of 1. It is important that clocks are kept synced throughout the network for a number of reasons. For instance, schedule backups. You want the backups to occur at the same time every day, and if the clocks are out of sync, that's not going to happen. Another instance is if your system is hacked, you need to know what time that happened. If the syslog messages are showing that the incident happened at 3 AM and some of us are showing it happened at 5 AM and some are showing it happened at 2 AM, all because the clocks are not accurate. So it's important that the time is synced. It's also important that the time is synced for things like digital certificates, to know that they are in date and valid. So that is what I'm going to configure. But before I do that, I'm going to set up basic security on the routers themselves. So let's fire them up and console in. I should at this point say that I do have site problems, so please bear with me. If I make any mistakes, I will correct them. So we'll start by entering global configuration mode. And the first thing I'm going to do is service password encryption. Oops. That will say that passwords present and future will be hashed in the running config. Now we're going to do a security min-length of say 10. This will say that passwords can't be any shorter than 10 characters. Now we'll do the enable secret Cisco. Now if I just press the enter at this point, you'll see that the message comes up saying that passwords must be 10 characters or more. So we'll append that and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not the best password in the world, but they are, just for testing purposes. Now we're going to do the banner. There are two versions of the banner. There's the message of the day and there's the login banner. The login banner is used when configuring things like SSH. When the user needs to authenticate, the login banner will be displayed. The message of the day banner is used for things like when you're scheduling maintenance, just to announce to the employees on the network what's going to be happening. But for now I'm just going to use the message of the day banner. And I like to make it look pretty, so I'm going to put a couple of stars in. And I'll do an NTP server. I should at this point say that when you're choosing the wording for your banner, you need to consult a legal department or something like that, because the wording is important. For instance, if you were to put NTP server welcome, then if this system is attacked, then because that welcome message is there, when it gets into court, a smart lawyer could get that person off because your banner message said welcome. In instance, you are welcoming the hacker into the network. So choose the wording very careful for the banner. Next, we're going to configure the line console. Line con 0, password, login. Now it's logged in, but it's not very secure, so I'm going to do a exe-timeout of 5 minutes. This would automatically log the user out after 5 minutes of inactivity. So if, for instance, the user walked away from the console while they was halfway through configuring, say a toilet break and that sort of thing, and they didn't come back for 10 minutes, it would automatically log out after 5, so no one could get in. Now we're going to do the login sequentious command. This would stop those annoying syslog messages popping up. Now there's line VTY, so there are 5 of these by default, but I've just gone into the habit of configuring all 15 to make it really secure, so that's what I'm going to do. Now I can use the up arrow. So I'll do password, login, exe timeout 5, sequentious login, when I can find it. Where are you? There. Now we'll do a line aux 0. This is for connected to the router via the modem. So same again. Password, login, when I can find the commands. And I think password, that's it, yes. Now I'm going to configure the interfaces. So I'll do int fa, and we're going to configure this one first, so that'll be fa0/0. .1.2. Now I'm going to configure this interface. So I will do 2/0 192.20.1. Now I've done a 252 on that because that is a /30. That will give you 2 addresses, and you will never have more than 2 addresses in a point-to-point, so that's the reason for that. Now I'm going to configure OSPF on these routers. And you can see where the login sequential is coming because it stopped that command, that stopped that line there breaking into the middle of my command. Now, if you're not familiar with wildcard masks, the 0 is saying look at the 192, this 0 is saying look at the 168, this 0 is saying look at the 1, the 255 basically ignore it, could be anything between 1 and 255. So that's how SPF configured on that router. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a default route from ear to ear. So I will do a 0.0, oops, no, again, IP route and the next stop IP address would be 192.168.20.2, which when I configure it will be this IP address here. Now I'm going to nip over to the NTP master, which normally wouldn't be under my control, so I wouldn't be able to configure this, but as I said, it's lab environment, so and to save time, since I am at the 11-minute mark, I'm going to just skip all the initial security and such and just imagine I've done it. So CONFT. Now I'm going to configure the interface INT serial 2/0 IP add 20.2. Exit. And now I'm just going to do another default route that will go back this way. So IP route 20.1. So I should be able to ping. And I can. So I've just sent a ping from ear to ear, so I've got connectivity. So I've just reached the 12-minute mark, so I'm going to end this video now, and I'm going to continue configuring the NTP protocol in the next video. So thank you for watching, and come back soon.